Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Clover Sterling.
Today there will be clear skies with a little sun peeking through, but not enough to keep you warm. Expect a high of 7, tonight a low of 3. Thursday will be sunny with a high of 6 and a low of -3. Expect a mix of sun and clouds on Friday with a high of 10 and a low of 0. Saturday there will be cloudy skies with 70% chance of showers. Expect a high of 10 and a low of 5. On Sunday, increasing cloudy skies. Expect a high of 15 with a low of 7. And that's it for your complete 5-day weather forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Clover. Turning now to local news. A lockdown drill swept through Humber's North Campus today. Students hid in their classrooms as safety personnel patrolled the hallways. The procedure was executed by the school's Department of Public Safety. Lockdown exercises have become a standard practice at many institutions to ensure safety measures are up to par in the case of an armed intruder. Humber tests the procedure once a year. The Carrier Drive campus did their lockdown run-through yesterday morning, and the Lakeshore and Orangeville campuses will conduct the exercise tomorrow.
Ontario high school teachers will no longer launch their job action today as government officials continue talks with the teachers' union. Union President Ken Corin says Liberal officials and the union will fast-track to potential resolutions in today's meeting. As a result, the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation is instructing members to delay skipping any duties until midnight on Sunday.
TTC head Andy Byford says he would rather not have Mayor Ford call him over personal issues. There has been controversy over 2 TTC buses called by the police to pick up Ford's football team after a game last week. Byford says the mayor called him twice over delays in the bus arrivals. He says he was confused by the calls as he wasn't aware of the police request. Police say they contacted the TTC to request buses after tension grew between Ford's team and its rivals.
Turning back now to the United States. Major airlines in New York are canceling flights in and out of the region today as the state prepares for its second big storm in the past week. United Airlines suspended most service at noon today, while American Airlines is expected to shut down at 3 p.m. Some smaller airlines are asking passengers to reschedule their flights, offering to waive extra fees normally associated with cancellations. Last week, more than 20,000 flights were canceled as a result of Hurricane Sandy.
In Syria, a judge in Damascus was killed by a car bomb today. A Syrian Arab news agency says Judge Abad Nadwa died instantly after a bomb planted under his car in front of his house was detonated. Reports say the bomb was set off remotely. The judge was the 3rd supporter of President Bashar al-Assad to be killed this week. The assassination coincided with an increase in rebel attacks in the Syrian city. A report from the Associated Press says this week has been particularly violent, with some of the worst fighting seen in months.
And now with your sports news, here's Alex Fuller.
Humber's men's and women's soccer teams are both abroad today, playing in the Nationals at opposite ends of the country. The men are playing in the CCAA quarterfinals at Douglas College in BC. The ladies are doing the same at Holland College in PEI. The Toronto Raptors were humbled last night by the Oklahoma City Thunder in front of a sellout crowd. Oklahoma claimed victory with 108 points, and top Raptors scorer Kyle Lowry left the game in the second quarter with an ankle injury. Lowry didn't return to the court, and point guard Jose Calderon was tapped to take over. The Raptors will play again tonight in Dallas. Talks continue today in efforts to put an end to the NHL lockout. Representatives of both the NHL and the NHL Players Association met for over 7 hours yesterday, but neither side will reveal what happened behind closed doors. The NHL has been pushing for new contract restrictions, which include 2-year entry-level contracts, 5-year limits on all contracts, and no more than a 5% difference in players' annual salaries from one year to the next. Yesterday's talks ended a lull in the negotiations after the canceling of the Winter Classic. Over in Europe, the Champions League goes on as 2 of its most high-profile teams drew ties in separate matches. Manchester City faced off against Ajax, and Real Madrid went head-to-head with Borussia Dortmund. The final score in both games was 2-2. Manchester and Madrid will face each other in 2 weeks' time on November 21st. And that's all for sports. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Alex. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Tashay Houghton.